He told me he's your trainer.
No.
And he got you ready for this movie.
Scott, go ahead
Oh,
and say the
no.
name of the affiliate.
We're
Dude.
starting.
He
Hi,
did a lot of
Scott.
time in prison, this dude. He's a crazy person.
You can talk over them. It's okay.
He's
Hi,
like-
Scott
we
Orlin
call-
with
we call him
CINEMA-Magazin.
Psycho,
I'm here
sorry.
in Miami with two big stars, Dwayne Johnson and Mark Wahlberg, for the new movie Pain and Gain. Which one's pain and which one's gain?
We're both, we switch off.
Get a little of both.
Let me ask you, this is really based on a true story. When audiences see this, they're going to go, oh, come on, it's a Hollywood movie. How bizarre
You can't make
was
this
it?
stuff up. You can't write this stuff.
But do you worry at all, because you both are so incredibly charismatic, and yet you're playing people who did bad things. Are we supposed to feel empathy? Are we supposed to like people like that?
Well, that's why we got the part. You're definitely interested enough to see what happens to them and go on this ride with them. And, you know, they're guys who just went about it the wrong way, and once it spiraled out of control, there was no turning back, and it just got worse and worse and worse. But yeah, we had a job of trying to walk that fine line of staying true to what these guys did and who they were, but also remaining likable to the audience. But it's a movie, so we're trying to entertain people and make people laugh. And
If we get into the themes of the movie, there's a lot of religious aspects. One part of the religion, I'll come to you, but also the religion of going to the gym.
Mm-hmm.
For some people, it is their church. And there is that you pray at the altar of getting your body in shape. How religious are you in that regard?
Very. Very. Well, just training for me is just a lifestyle, but it's my way. It anchors my day. But there's, whether it's meditation or yoga or Pilates or hiking, biking, running, mountain climb, whatever it is for you, that anchors your day. For me, getting up very early before the sun comes up and training, sometimes twice before I come to work, it allows me to get away from everybody, the hustle, the bustle, this craziness that we're in, this treadmill that's constantly on of life. It allows me to get away. I'm able to think, gather my thoughts, focus, and then come to work.
It's a way to start the day. I get into the gym again. It also, when it's dark, I go downstairs. Everybody's asleep in my house. I'm done by the time my kids are getting up, and take them to school, and then hopefully I can make it to church, and that's just for me the best way to start the day. I feel good. I got great energy. I'm usually pretty happy. Yeah, it's a good way to live. I used to live the other life where I went out at night and I slept all day, and I woke up with a hangover, and I feel better waking up feeling good. And
You got your second chance.
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I like exercising, and I want to live a long life. So I think the best way to do it is taking care of yourself.
Would you make a good instructor? Would you make a good guy who works at the gym? If I were to hire you, hint, hint, to get me in shape so I could lose.
I used to work at a gym before I got into, before I actually started with the WWE. Once I left University of Miami, got cut from the CFL, the Canadian Football League, and then I started working at Bally's in Tampa. And I was
There's
a
a
trainer
movie.
there. There's a movie in itself.
What's the biggest mistake people make at the gym? Regular people.
Well, if they don't know what they're doing, they're bound to get hurt.
Form,
yeah.
overtraining, not training enough.
Exactly.
So I'm not too big. I haven't.
You're almost there,
I haven't used
Scott.
the
That's the
privilege.
thing.
Just checking,
Almost,
making sure.
yeah.
What I love too about this movie is the seduction that we have, especially things on television. You see this guy on TV, it's like, oh my God, I need the doers. I need to do that. Have you ever watched something on TV, be it a commercial, and been suckered into something, bought something you didn't really want, or been seduced by an advertisement on television?
Well, now all the advertisements consist of me watching the Disney Channel, and every single commercial that they're selling, my kids want that. They want it for their birthday, or they want it for Christmas, and they just say, "Dad, can I get that?" I just say yes, hoping that they'll forget all about it.
I watch Man vs. Food, and he's a buddy of mine, and I watch that, and I say, I can do that better.
But do you think you're both doers? I mean, you've obviously, as we talked, where you've come from and where you are now is incredibly impressive. But is that the mindset? Is that your mentality has always been, I could just do it?
Absolutely, you got to make it happen. Or then I'll die trying. For sure. And things don't always work out the way you want, but I always feel good if I've given it my best effort. It's when I've kind of half-assed something and then it doesn't work out. I'm more upset about the fact that I didn't give my all as opposed to the fact that it didn't turn out the way I wanted. So, you got to go out there. If you want anything good in this life, you got to go out and make it happen.
Yeah, and creating opportunities, and not only that, but there's just a wiring and a makeup, I think, that connects us, myself and Mark. There's parallels here, I think, in our lives of not coming into Hollywood in a very non-traditional way. he has somewhat of a checkered past, but he's learned from it, by the way, created opportunities for himself, and not only that, but then built this incredible empire that he's done such a great job at. But I still believe it just comes down to the idea. It's one thing to do, but it's another thing or to think, the notion of doing, but it's another thing to know it's going to require incredible discipline and hard work.
But not having is a great motivator too. It's just, again,
Right.
about going about it the right way. You know, these guys wanted something, but they made all the wrong choices and how to go and get it. And but you know, I come from nothing, and I've always wanted to live a better life and provide a better life for my family. And you know, the way to do it is by going out there and making things happen. So I don't mind working hard. It's when you don't work hard, you don't feel good about yourself, in my opinion.
Well, thanks for working hard and giving me great answers. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Mark. I appreciate it.